Right, okay, ladies and gentlemen, big warm welcome back to the Under the Lights podcast with myself, Robert Blundell. We've had a little break, but we are back and we're back with a bang. We do have undefeated professional boxer Jade the Grenade Burden recording here at No Limits Gym. Jade is a 4-0 pro, and on Saturday night we'll take on Katie Smith in Portsmouth for the Commonwealth Silver Super Featherweight Championship. Thanks for joining us today, Jade. How are you?
Thank you. It's a pleasure. Yeah, nice to have me on. Thank you.
Yeah, just finished training then. Everything okay?
Everything's good. It's just like the last week now, so it's just obviously the work's done. So it's just like the sharpness, obviously dropping calories and everything. But there's a mean to an end, isn't there? Friday I can eat whatever I want. Happy days.
And I say we are going to preview that, but we do want to do a little bit of a background on yourself for the viewers. The first question I've asked every boxer we've had on this podcast is, how did you first find yourself in a boxing gym?
I first found myself in a boxing gym in 2016, and I had put a lot of weight on. But my best mate Leonie, her dad ran the local boxing club, Manx ABC in the Isle of Man. And I was about 83 kilos at the time. Like I was just, I wasn't in a good place. So I started just going down there for like box fit, keep fit a couple of times a week. Loved it, dropped a lot of weight, made some new friends. And then her dad, Peter Roberts, asked me if I fancied, going to the senior sessions. I did it. And then he was like, do you want to have a fight? And I thought, oh my God, do I? Did it, absolutely loved it. Like the feeling of euphoria when I got my first fight, first win, I was just like, there was no going back for me then. I absolutely loved it.
Obviously, people might not know, but especially in Manchester Northwest, have a quite strong link to Isle of Man for boxing. So we're familiar with like Peter, Bob, yourself, Jamie, everyone.
Yeah.
Other people might not be as familiar. So how many bouts did you have as an amateur?
So as an amateur, I had like 22 over like a 7-year period. And obviously we had like COVID in between that as well. So it was like a few years lost, wasn't it? But I kind of went through quite quick. Like I went to the Commonwealth Games after, I think I had 15 bouts, boxing the quarterfinals.
Took me next question.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's it. It was just kind of like, I got asked, did I want to try and go? Like I qualified off my own merit. I went there, fell short, but the experience that I gained from that.
Well, that was my next question. The Commonwealth Games? How did that happen? So was you just asked?
Yeah.
How did it come about, and how was that experience boxing? Obviously, going into boxing to keep fit, and boxing are like top 3-4 competitions in the amateur world.
Yeah.
How did that?
Well, just feel? Even now when I think to when I started, like I struggled to skip for 2 minutes. And I'm preparing for a 10 round fight here. But I think I just think you should have no limitations on anything. And I think for me, I just never had any expectations other than to enjoy things and just give it me all. And with no expectations, opportunities arose, and I just kind of took them with both hands. And like I said, I qualified on my own merit. I stepped up early to the elites, did right, qualified, got to the semis of the nationals, and then that's what got me my place at the Commonwealth Games. Yeah.
And what was that like being part of that event? Because it's unbelievable to watch, never mind be a part of.
Yeah, it is, because I was there, like a really small nation like the Isle of Man that has a population of like 85,000, and it's really weird. Like I felt like I shouldn't have been there. Like I just really felt out of place, because as a kid who's like grown up loving sport, watching it and walking past like people who I've admired for years, it was just, it was unreal. And even with the pros now bumping into like big names, I still feel a bit weird. I'm like, should I be here? But it's good.
So obviously, turned pro in 2024. What drove that decision to switch over from the amateur ranks into the pros?
I think, to be honest with you, it was more just like I could never get about as an amateur. Like, you fight the same people over and over each week, and then I was having home shows and I could never get matched up. I was having to go into international tournaments around Europe, and that's expensive. So, and I think for those that know me, that have watched me box, know that I'm kind of more suited to the pros, a little bit more. Well, I say I try and settle. It's kind of like a bit of it's all go, isn't it, with me? But I think with this 10 rounder, I've had to learn to kind of settle a little bit more. But it suits me more stylistically, and I've got more rounds to kind of.
And how did the link to coming here at No Limits come about?
Jamie Devine,
obviously.
Yeah. He's my boy. He had a bit of a gap in his boxing career when he was younger. So as I came in, he just kind of finished. But obviously, with leading up to the Commonwealth Games and trying to qualify like we both did, we spent loads of time together. And then I just, got a really good relationship with Danny as well.
So on that first contest, Sherry Barnes on a Liverpool show for their VIP, Steve Woods. She's a tough nut, Sherry, isn't she? She's she doesn't really win, but I don't think she's ever actually been stopped. How was that adjustment, obviously, from competing at like the Commonwealth Games, open class international elite tournaments, to someone like Sherry who's there basically to try to frustrate you, isn't she? How did you find that adaptation into your first pro contest?
Well, I think I was literally throwing the kitchen sink at her, and I was like I remember the first round, I caught her with a kind of an overhand right and nearly broke my hand on the top of her head. And she just, I thought the first round I might have got her out of there because she wasn't really giving me much back. But, she is extremely resilient and tough. I give her that. But, when you ping someone's head back in the amateurs, there's a standing count, isn't it? Like, that's just it. But in the pros, there's a little bit more like, let's just see how this goes. So for me, I think the biggest lesson from amateurs to pros is just the patience.
And obviously your second fight was against Kerry Orton. She's very much a similar ilk to Sherry. She's been in with a lot of people in and around your weight, good boxers. Another one, I don't think she's been stopped maybe once in however many bouts. Was that a similar experience with her?
Yeah, definitely.
And how was it? Because I know you're from the Isle of Man, but Liverpool, so it's like a second home for you.
I feel like I'm an adopted Scouser, yeah.
I know you've boxed around everywhere as an amateur. Was there any different going as a pro to Birmingham? Or the same?
Pretty much the same. Pretty much the same. But it was weird to be back there again. Because the VIP show got cancelled last minute, and we had to kind of switch it to Birmingham because I'd had like 80 people from the Isle of Man that had bought tickets off me. So like the show's just got to go on when you're paying for, boat or flight or hotel. So it was fine. Like apart from getting down there, but it was funny to think that as a pro I was going back to Birmingham where I had the boxer for the Commonwealth Games.
I know, and then after that, you had your contest with Sydney Chambers, a sensational first round knockout. That wasn't meant to be your first step up to a 6 rounder as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And say this to Sydney, because she's been in with like Sasha Booker, Sylvia Dogvila, Sam Lightfoot since you, and she's never been hurt.
No.
That shot, if no one's seen it, get on YouTube and find it because it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
How was that feeling getting your first stoppage in the pros, and did you know as soon as you hit her?
I think as soon as I got in there.
I'm just interrupting. Come
Here
on,
he is. This will get us views. We've got Meatball Molly.
Sorry, all my kitty and stinks.
Sorry, Mo.
I'm getting my I just wanted to say goodbye.
See you later.
Give you a text later.
Yeah, do. Yeah.
All right, nice skinny bitch.
See you later.
That'll get us some views, won't it? So Sydney, that knockout. How did that feel getting that? Because it was some shot, wasn't it?
Yeah. Do you know what? I didn't really know much about Sydney. All I'd heard is that she was a good, like an okay amateur. So in my head, I thought, right, I'm stepping up to 6 rounds here. I'm going to go in there with someone who's going to have shape. That's going to kind of maybe give me a little bit of something to deal with. But there's weight classes for a reason, and she shouldn't have been in my weight class. And as soon as I felt the first jab from her, I just knew, I was relaxed. I caught her with a couple. I knew I was fainting, going up and down stairs. I caught her with a backhand to the body, it dropped her hands down. And then once I started teeing off, there was just one that connected. And it was.
You say that though, but she has been in with girls your weight as well and not being hurt. And I say that shot, I needed 2 paracetamol just looking at it. So don't know what it was like for it to take it.
And do you know what? I generally wanted the 6 rounds. So I think I was just so relaxed, and I'd really struggled to make the weight for that because I had to be 58. The lightest I've ever been. I think I'd not even thought about the fight, so when I went in there, I think I just surprised myself a little bit.
But then after that, you did get your 6 rounds with Lindsay Brzezinski, who's I was lucky enough to MC that contest in the Winter Gardens in Blackpool. Lindsay's a very, very good boxer. She'd been Central Area Champion. She'd had 10-round contest a number of times, I think, and that was your first 6. So how did you find actually stepping up to the 6? You alluded to it earlier. You've got a bit of a style, haven't you, Jade?
Yeah.
It's high volume.
High volume, yeah. I think, but that's it. I'll hands down admit I'm probably not the best skill boxer, but I've got heart and I've got work rate, and I know I've got a mean right hand. But I think with Lindsay, I knew a lot about her. Stylistically, she's quite awkward. She's a bit of a mover. She's got her shots are a bit like pop shots. And I think the first round as well, she caught me with an overhand, and I walked out and it buzzed me straight away. And I was like, oh, right, okay, this is how it's going to be. But I just had to wear her down. I had to wear her down the first couple of rounds, and then after that, the last couple, I was a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah, well, it was a pretty wide points decision. I think, was it every round?
Short out,
yeah. I'm pretty sure it was. But how did you adjust anything in training, taking on them extra 2 rounds, or because you'd done 4 rounders before? I know Sydney was scheduled for the 6th, but
yeah, that's it. And like, you know, when you're paying the money out your tickets, like you do generally want the rounds because they obviously, you know, they're a big experience to help, aren't they? But you know, whenever I spar for that, I'm always doing like, if I do 6 rounds, I'm always doing 6 to 8 rounds anyway. So I was kind of prepared and ready for it. Just wasn't prepared for how much she moved.
And now it's led you to this opportunity, though, fighting for your first title, just 5 fights in. You know, Katie Smith she is a very good boxer in her own right. She's got a record of 4-1. That one come away in Italy, boxing for the EBU silver title, I think.
Yeah, I think it was a bit controversial as well from what I read back then, but yeah.
How did this opportunity come about, and how much notice did you get for it?
I got good notice for this, so it was a bit of a weird one. Honestly, I'll give you the story. So after Christmas, like everyone was quiet. There was no like fight on the table, and it was a Thursday morning. I'd just been to the gym and I was walking the dogs, and it was absolutely pissing it down. I swear.
Yeah, of course you can. Molly just has.
And it was absolutely pissing it down, and I was literally just like looking up to the heavens, going like, what is this for me? Like, what is going on? I walked back to the car, put the dogs in the car, and I got a phone call, and it was them saying, "We just had a phone call for you. MVP want you on the show that was on the weekend against Tyson Gallagher in an 8-rounder. Can you make £123?" And I was thinking, fuck, can I make 100? And I just said yeah.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was like 10 weeks away. Like, yeah, 100% I can do it. And then it went quiet, and then I'd also got a phone call asking if I wanted to box for this title with Katie Smith. So I said yes to them both. Right, I just said yes to them both, and whatever came, and that was obviously my path that was meant to be.
Yeah.
And the Tyson one went quiet, I think. All right, lad. Come in.
Come in.
Come in. Come and say hi.
I'm sitting on your needle.
We're just talking about how the opportunity to box for this title came across. We have just been joined by Danny Witho, who is Jade's trainer, in his own gym without a chair. So she was just telling us the story that now she's actually taken 2 fights on.
Yeah.
And seeing which one came through.
Just whatever came, then I would just go to. So I kind of was getting ready for both of them, and then
be in the gym, be ready.
Yeah, be ready. That's it. You don't know what could come, and I think this is a lesson as well.
Yeah.
Because when I took the phone call, I was a bit heavy. So from on this now, it's just given me a little bit more kick up the ass to be ready for anything, because you don't know what could come around.
And obviously, you know, we've alluded to it there that Katie has done 10 rounds a couple of times before. It's your step up to it. Do you feel confident and ready to step up in the rounds?
Yeah, 100%. I think it's just a mindset thing, isn't it? 10 rounds is 10 rounds. Like, I've worked, you know, I've sacrificed, I've dedicated. I've moved over here for the past, like, I've been living here for the last 8 weeks. So I used to be in the gym with Danny like 2 days a week. I'm in here with him like 3 or 4 times a week now. So we've had great sparring. You know, everyone's pushed me. I've learned a lot. I've been committed. I've been focused. And I'm ready for the step up.
And Danny, as Jade's coach, she's just been talking us through her boxing journey a little bit when she started out from starting basically keep fit classes in the Isle of Man to now boxing for the title in really 8 years, something like that. What improvements have you seen in Jade in the time she's been with you?
I think massively mentality. I think she's understood that it took her to be over here full time, to be around like-minded people a lot more often. And I think that's the biggest compliment I can give her. She's, you know, no one's ever going to question her will. No one's ever going to question her desire of the sport. I think it's just been a bit more than that now. It's like she completely dedicated herself to it. She's let us do all the other hard work, and then do all the hard work in the background. She's just come and done her job, is the best way to describe it, maybe.
And just a question for both of you, really. We had gone through Jade's pro journey so far, you know, Sherry and Kerry in the first 2 contests, durable, what you'd expect, viral, unbelievable knockout to Sydney, legitimate step up to a good champion in Lindsay Bashinsky over 6 rounds. You've done the 10 rounds loads of times. Do you see Katie as another step up, or do you think like a natural step up as well?
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, you go first.
Yeah, I think it's a step up. I think it's the right step up. I think it's a tough step up. But what are you in boxing for? And why shouldn't we be making sure that these fights happen? You know, she's willing and able. she's now she's done it properly. She's now ready and able, not just willing and able. She's done everything we've asked of her. You know, it's time to go and put on a show, and you know, I'm sure Katie will be doing the same.
Absolutely, yeah. Do you know what, like I said to you, going back with boxing, I came into it with no expectations other than to enjoy it, and I'll never ever say no to an opportunity. And my favourite saying is no risk, no story. And I'm going to make my own story on Saturday night.
And that is brilliant. You've alluded to there as well how you have had fans travel over from the Isle of Man for your contest. Are we going to get a crowd down south on?
Yeah,
it's far away, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Do you know what? I've sold like 50 tickets for this, you know, and it's
in
Portsmouth. So it's not cheap either. Like people are having to either fly from the Isle of Man to Gatwick or to Bristol and then having to get the train down and accommodation. So, you know, this is people's hard-earned money. No, it's not. It's
Thanks
not.
for that, Dan.
So yeah, I'm very grateful. You know, lots of people, lots of loved ones who are going to be in the same room as me. So I'm just going to make them proud.
And I know you've said there you came into boxing with no expectations, and I know you won't look past Katie because I know what you like, Jade.
Yeah.
But how far can this Jade story go? When you think about it, from a keep fit class to the Commonwealth Games is a sensational story in itself.
Yeah.
When you think about it.
Yeah,
no, you should give yourself more credit for that because I can see you don't.
Yeah, I think.
Then to go pro box for the title in your 5th contest, it's really
definitely.
It's really impressive.
I think we all have these, like, I don't know about everyone, but I know I certainly do. I think my biggest battle is my mind, which is I can do it. You know, not listening to that shit that says you can't do this, you can't do that. No, like you shouldn't be here. Like when I win on Saturday, this is going to be a big fuck you to that. Like that's what it is because I can do it and I'm more than capable.
And so you're not looking past anything past Saturday?
I'm not looking past anything past Saturday.
No,
like, you know, I don't do any of this shit talking. I think women get dragged down enough in sport, and I think, you know, we should all kind of lift each other and support each other. And she's down there working hard, I'm working hard, and we're going to put on a great fight for women's boxing. And
before Danny came in and we were saying that she's 4-1, that one loss on the road boxing for the title, which was controversial. She was a good amateur herself, boxed. Yeah. You've got a couple of mutual opponents.
We've actually boxed each other.
We boxed each other as amateurs.
We boxed in them, so it was like the London County. Is it London Counties? I don't know what they call, like the regional.
Yeah, they have like the divs.
So so the Northwest region. I boxed for them down in the Tottenham Community Sports Hall, and we're both very similar.
Yeah. And
I lost on her to a split on her show, so have that. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I told you I was at a pro show a couple of weeks ago and I bumped into a coach and he'd seen No Limits on me. On my card and calling me about you, so I know you're that box, but different. I always do think it is a different game in the amateurs. It's to a 10-round title fight. It's just probably not comparable in that way, is it? But she does bring a lot to the table in her own right. She brings a 4-1 record, as we said there. She's won this title. She beat an undefeated girl to win it. And I emceed that show when she won that title against Iris Tierney, and I still can't work out who was meant to be in the home corner.
Yeah.
I think she might have been in the away corner, but I'm not 100% sure on it because she's on the other side on Boxer.
Right, yeah, she would have been the away fight.
Yeah, so she does deserve credit for being what she is, doesn't she? But
she's like you say, like she's 4-1 and she's done 2 10-rounders already. So fair play.
Yeah. So.
And that's the thing with women's boxing. There's obviously like there's opportunities there, isn't there? And I think like it's 10-2s. Like, you know, as an elite amateur, you go from doing 3s to 2s. Like it's different. It's so different.
As I said, their 5th fight, 1st title contest, unbelievable contest. We've previewed it there. Give a little snapshot. I don't want to take up too much of your time, so I am very grateful of you coming on there, and hopefully we'll maybe do something next week with a little belt on your shoulder.
100%. I'm the new.
Thank you very much, Jay.